So what's the most important thing to keep in mind when starting any new diet? Hey folks, my name's Allie. Let's get started. So in my humble opinion, the most important thing when starting any new diet is motivation. And I kind of touched on keeping motivation in my Keto 101 video, but like I said, I wanted to go into topics a little bit more deeply in other videos as well. So let's talk about motivation. So there are 4 different parts that I want to talk about. So the first part, and you might not even need this, but for me it was kind of essential in starting my journey with losing weight, and that's that I had to hit the low point. And by low point I mean like I was just having like life issues, you know, at the wazoo. So I was having family drama and family illness drama, and I hated where I was living, and I was in grad school, so I didn't have any money to like spend on anything, and I was just miserable. And you know, I didn't have friends, and I was just staying in all day and like watching Netflix, and being overweight just, you know, made me unhappy. I said, you know, if I don't make some sort of change, I'm gonna go crazy. And so that was my low point for me. And like I said, you might not have to hit that point. Maybe you can motivate yourself in other ways, but something had to change. And for me, losing weight was the only thing that I could actually change in that moment. Like I couldn't go out and get like a better job at the time. I couldn't fix the illnesses that family members were going through. And so for me, it was losing weight. Okay, so the second thing is get excited about your weight loss, okay? Imagine yourself and what you're gonna look like and what you're gonna do once you lose the weight that you want to lose. With keto, think of all the delicious food you're gonna be eating: bacon and steak and cheese and, you know, cheesy omelets and, you know, delicious buttery vegetables and awesome stir fries. You know, just think of all the great food. You are going to eat better than a king ever did, because you have a lot more access to better and more varieties of foods anyway. So just think of the delicious food. Get excited about that food that you're going to start eating. The reason keto worked for me, and I think for lots of people, is because within the first week or maybe week and a half, you're going to see a whoosh effect, or like a major loss of water weight. And just seeing that on a scale, seeing 5 or 6 pounds of weight loss that quickly, really keeps you excited and motivated. So find excitement in the loss. Yeah, definitely that first week, even though it's mostly water weight, say, hey man, this is working. It's working for me, and I'm just going to keep going. And for me, that's what I said. You know, I was like, wow, something is actually working here. I've tried lots of diets, and this one is different because, hey, it's the first week and I'm actually losing lots of weight. And I just kept seeing that weight come off steadily. So definitely get excited about all the weight loss that you see. A mistake that I kind of made: take before and after pictures. I don't have lots of before pictures. If you notice, the ones that I use are like the only ones that I have from when I was really overweight. Like I have some from when I was like younger and in high school and I was overweight, but when I hit that 320, there weren't a lot because I didn't want to have pictures. So now, before you lose so much weight on your keto diet, take pictures, because you're going to want to remember what you look like, so that when you do lose motivation, you say, wow, look how much I've changed and how far I've come. You know, even if you just lose like that first 15 pounds in the first month or two, and you see that, you're like, this is really working. Maybe you'll get down one day, or you'll hit a stall. Those pictures, the before and after pictures, can help you remember that, you know, this is something that's going to help you change your life. Also too, don't forget to take measurements. That was something that I had read about on the subreddit for keto. And so when I first started, I took measurements. I haven't done it much recently because I haven't really lost anything really in the last 8 months or so. But yeah, definitely all throughout my weight loss, about once a month, I take those measurements with just the plain old measuring tape, you know, that I got from Walmart. You know, they're like $1.50 in the sewing section. So just take a measuring tape, measure around, measure your arms, measure your neck, measure your wrists, measure your bust if you're a female, or maybe male too. I don't know, I'm not a guy. Measure your waist and your hips and like your upper thigh, maybe even your calf too. Like I took just random measurements, and I can definitely see where those inches came off. So if you don't see that weight loss on the scale, measure yourself and see if that weight is coming off in other ways. Okay, so the last thing that I find excitement about is, I don't know, you can think it might be a little bad, but I feel kind of proud and very prideful when like I'm out at a restaurant with family or friends, and they're eating the dinner rolls at Texas Roadhouse with that cinnamon butter, and I say, no thank you. I feel so proud and I feel strong, and you know, it's not that I think bad that they eat that, because I know everybody eats differently. Like, you know, my skinny family members can eat that and they're fine. I can't, because it's just, you know, something I'm addicted to. So, just take those moments when you say no. Feel proud and feel excited to say no. Treat yourself well. That's what this is all about, is treating your body like it's supposed to be treated, with good food, wholesome food, natural foods. Okay, so then the third part that I talked about a little bit in my last video is to have specific measurable goals that have meaning to you. So what does that mean? Well, that means to me, and yours will look different, but for me, I was in grad school. I had student loans. I said, wow, I'm reading these articles about how overweight people have trouble finding jobs because, prospective employers see them as lazy and undependable. And I looked at myself and I said, that's how people see me, so I'm going to change. And so that was my goal. That was my measurable goal, was to lose the weight so that by the time I graduated from grad school, I would be able to find a job easily, because I had lots of student loans to pay. So I really needed that job. And so, yeah, I lost the weight by then, and I think it helped. And it definitely helped me in the job too. Like, I'm on my feet all the time. And if I were overweight, that would be a lot more difficult. So like I said, your big goals should be very specific and have meaning. So for me, it was look good so that prospective employers will hire you so that you can pay your bills, basically. That was my goal. So I wanted to get down to 150, but it wasn't the number that was motivating me, because all my life I wanted to lose weight. All my life I wanted to be at a healthy weight at 150, but that wasn't motivating me. I needed something that meant something to me. So for you, maybe it's you want to go on family vacation and look nice in a bathing suit. Maybe you want to go to a high school reunion in a year or two, and you just want to look fabulous and have everybody be like, oh wow, she looks really different, or he. So keep that big goal in mind. Use it to get you through the tough times. But also too, like I mentioned in my last video, you want to have mini goals with their own specific dates. So for me to kind of get through the holidays, I was like, I really want to take these cute pictures for Christmas and New Year's. And so that was my goal, was to just make sure I felt like I looked good, because if I overate on carbs or calories, I might feel bloated and I might not fit in my clothes the way that I want to. So for me to stay on track, it was take those good pictures, Allie. Make sure that you look good, the best that you want to look, feel the way that you want to feel during the holidays, so that you can remember them and remember that you're feeling awesome. Maybe you've got a charity event to go to and you want to look great in a dress. I don't know. But keep these mini goals in mind, because that big goal is far away. So you want to have these mini goals to help you keep going, and that gives you motivation as well. So for the fourth part of motivation that I think is important, I want you to ask yourself honestly, how would you describe yourself and how would others describe you? And I don't mean physical traits. I mean character traits. We describe people as nice when they're kind to others, and we describe people as dependable when they're there for their friends and when they're not being flakes, right? So we describe people based on what they do and don't do, which means basically that you are your habits and your actions. Okay, if you're a mean person, you can go all day and describe yourself as a nice person, but other people won't describe you that way because if you're mean to them, that's your action. That's what they know you as, is your actions. So think about those traits that define you right now, or that others might use that are close to you. How would they define you as well? If I honestly reflect on my heaviest weight at 320, I would say I was weak. And that comes from the action of not being able to say no to food that I shouldn't be eating, to say no to my food addiction. I was bitter, I had jealous thoughts, and I was just so unhappy with where I was in life. So think of those traits that you want to change for your motivation. How do you want to live? What actions do you want to pursue so that you can describe yourself as the person that you want to be? So for me, I want to be somebody who's strong, who's disciplined, who's determined and successful. Those are the things I want. And so I take action to do those. To me, being successful and disciplined means staying on track with my diet and doing well at work and putting my all into everything, even these videos and getting these videos out. And to me, being strong means keeping a cool head when, just crappy things were happening in life. Like, oh, a flat tire, that would have just crushed me when I was overweight, because it was just something else that I had to deal with on top of everything else. But now I'm strong and I say, well, there's a solution, so let's just get at that solution and get it done. So for me, I would describe myself with those better character traits. And for me, that's motivation, is being the person that I want to be through my actions. So those are just 4 points that I thought were important when I reflected on how I lost the weight with motivation, with keto. Yeah, definitely. I think they were important to me, and maybe they'll be important to you. So I just kind of wanted to share my experiences. So just to kind of recap, to lose weight, you might have to hit that low point, and that's okay. Just make sure that you're ready to stand up and move forward. Get excited about your weight loss and your health. Write down those measurable goals. Picture them, fantasize about them, okay? Get excited about those too. And then ask yourself, who do you want to be? And then take action to be that person. I hope you like my little birch tree. It replaced the Christmas tree. But, well, folks, that's about it for today. But I do want to hear from you. How do you stay motivated if you've done keto or any other diet in the past and have been successful with it? And what do you struggle with motivation? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to find me on Instagram, my name is keto_Ally. Thanks for watching. My name's Ally. Have a good one. Bye.